Hello friends, welcome back. My name is Kate and today we're going to paint this beginner-friendly watercolor bookmark. I'm going to be working with watercolor paper that is 140-pound cold pressed, as well as a large round brush and one smaller round brush, and then use whatever watercolor paints you have. I will have all of the specific paint colors I use listed over on my blog. I have a link in the description box below if you'd like to check that out. For this painting, we are going to grab our large round brush and begin painting in a thick wash of yellow paint at the bottom of our page. The key to this step is having a lot of water in your paint mixture. Then switch over to a thick wash of red paint and begin painting this color in the middle section of the bookmark. Then blend it downward to the yellow paint. Then lastly, you're going to take a purple paint mixture and fill in the top of the bookmark and then blend that color down into the red section. This is going to create a very beginner-friendly sunset. If you are enjoying this tutorial, then you may also be interested in my watercolor rose tutorial. Click the link in the top right-hand corner if you would like to check that out. Once my sunset dried, I took a small detail brush and began to paint in loose curved lines that will make up my phone lines that my bird will be resting on. I started at the top section of the bookmark using a dark wash of black paint, and I began painting in my line downward to the middle of the bookmark. Then I painted in a second line underneath that first one, and then one more line underneath the middle one. Again, I just used a thick wash of black paint on the tip of my brush and just loosely painted in these curved lines for those birds to rest on. All of the lines will end up being in the middle section, leaving some space on the top of the bookmark as well as on the bottom of the bookmark, and just keeping that open for our trees to be later on. I then continued to paint my birds on the telephone line. Each bird is made up of a small circle for the head, a large circle for the body, and a triangle for the tail. The only bird that will take a little bit more effort is the bird flying down toward the telephone line. The first wing is just a triangle, and then I added a circle with a point at the bottom of that wing for the head, and then I painted another triangle for the second wing, and then I just had a little flick come off for the tail after that. Again, I'm just using my black wash of paint for all of these birds that I painted on the telephone lines. Again, all of the birds are just made of some basic shapes of circles and triangles. I wanted to paint my birds first, so I made sure that all of the tree leaves wouldn't overtake the painting and that I wouldn't lose that space for my birds. So once all of my birds were painted, I began painting in the first layer of trees using the same colors we just used for the sunset. I just took the same paint color on top of its matching color of the sunset and tapped in the shapes of the leaves that are going to be on the trees. I was random about the pattern and I just focused on not letting the trees touch the birds. As I painted downward, I would clean off my brush and I would switch to the correct color for the leaves. After the first layer of trees dried, I took a thick wash of black paint and I tapped in the tree shape in the top right-hand corner where the telephone lines start on the sides of the painting, and I also painted some of those tree leaves on the bottom left-hand corner of the bookmark. Adding these last few sections of trees will not only hide the start of our telephone lines, but it will also create depth to the painting. And there you have an easy, beginner-friendly bird watercolor painting. This is perfect for a bookmark or just for some watercolor practice. This bookmark will be for sale over on my Etsy shop. I will have a link in the description box below if you would like to check that out. Thanks so much for following along today. Here are a few more watercolor tutorials you may also like.